Hi, Radical here. I was just kind of working into the wee hours, trying to design a database and poring over schematics, lacking any other background noise. I found Shaz's recent stuff and started listening to it. He had two videos about Mormonism that I hadn't seen previously. There's two most recent ones on Mormonism. One of them kind of surprised me that he didn't know that Mormons view the earth and other celestial bodies as living things. But beyond that, the one that really kind of caught me, and I listened to it over and over again, just because I was kind of wanting to respond to it, and so I just thought, I'll just keep playing it. And I wasn't really paying that close attention. If any of you have done any database work or whatever, it sometimes can get involving, so it was bits and pieces I was hearing, but I picked out this stream of scriptures that he was laying out. Now, the reason he was laying out these scriptures was because, of course, he's trying to place the Mormon view as not being tenable under the Bible. And so he takes the particular scriptures and he tries to discount them. The particular one that he's trying to discount with this is where Paul refers to seeing a man to being received up into the third heaven. And so he's got this issue of trying to explain why Paul used the term third heaven. And what he puts forward is his supposition, his theory, is that the scriptures have three different actual different literal places, the one being the atmosphere, being the first heaven, the second being the cosmos, the stars, the planets, etc., and the third being the heaven where God dwells. Now, I took a few moments off just because my brain's a little fried, and I went through and I was double checking these, and again he puts this forward very authoritatively as though this is some definitive answer to this and can't go wrong, and list off these scriptures like these are surefire things. Well, if anybody actually took the time to go and read each one of these, and not just read them, but read a few verses above, a few verses below, and then look for that line, those lines between first heaven, second, and third. It gets really tough because, well, for example, between the first two degrees, some of the scriptures he cites, in Genesis in particular, one of the scriptures I believe he cites in Genesis where it's referring to the creation, I'm not sure if I'm getting this exactly right. I don't have time to go and lay all these individually out just because this is something I'm doing in between, just as a break from working. But this one of the scriptures he cites under the first heaven points out that God created the heavens for signs. That was one of the purposes for him creating the heavens. Now, if this heaven, creating the heaven, talking about the atmosphere of the earth, was for the purpose of signs, it's kind of funny because the next, in some of the ones that he refers to for the second heavens, and I think potentially even for the third, but I wasn't sure, that they all blurred together on many points, but it talks about all of these signs being shown, and they're in connection with the verses that he was using to defend the second heaven, this idea that there's a distinction in the scriptures. So it's kind of odd, that God says, well, I'm creating the heavens for signs, and then other places where first the signs happening in the heavens are the ones that he was referring for the second heaven, for the cosmos. Another interesting kind of thing that was problematic was when he refers to part in Revelations when the dragon's tail, basically lassos some stars and whips them down to earth. Anybody who knows anything about astronomy knows the issue with that. If these are actually stars in the cosmos being lassoed towards Earth, Earth has, serious issues and coming for it. And the fact that it'd be a little hard to get a star to, hit the Earth. Any star of the size to, hit the Earth would also have a gravitational pull, like a neutron star. You look at a neutron star, within I believe it's a teaspoon size of the mass, you can fit, was it 1 Earth or 3 Earths? I think it was 1 Earth, fits in about a teaspoon or tablespoon, I think it was a teaspoon of a neutron star. So there's a lot of mass there. And that's something that could hit the Earth rather than the Earth hitting it. But this is just, this is the one he put forward as a defense for the second heaven, was lassoing the stars and throwing them down. There's several other points. If you look at clouds, when it mentions clouds, the reference to clouds is found in both his first heaven, the second heaven references, and there's just no clear delineation, as he seems to feign there is he wants to see there. It's just not there. And I encourage any of you who want to verify this, who really want to know the truth on this, want to see if Shazulu's argument here stacks up, to go and check that.